The first newspaper that we're going to show you is the BusinessDay, and the BusinessDay talking to Eskom, severe power cuts until Wednesday. You know that there has been a warning put out that that's what we can expect as South Africans. Technical difficulties mean the utility will review its undertaking to end load shedding by April. Not sure it's looking too good right now. They've also got a little bit lower down underneath that. Their story is, first, before I go there, there's a photograph there of some people taken to the streets, and that's people lined up to enter the Wellington Vigil held on Sunday. New Zealanders flocked to memorial sites to lay flowers and mourn the victims of the twin mosque massacres on Friday that claimed 50 lives. The attack is the worst mass shooting in New Zealand's history. Then there's the story on Bosasa. Bosasa boss paid performance bonus a mere 2 weeks before liquidation. And finally, just a couple more stories here. Facebook takes steps on elections. That's one story you can look at. JSE tracks global markets firmer. And finally, there's the story of Group 5 opening up about its troubles. And the last one here, Sanlam's Van Zyl speaks out. So those are just some of the stories to look at.
Right, looking at Sowetan this morning, top ANC man a bust for Magaqa hit. Friends of slain former Youth League firebrand say that Ndobe's arrest is no surprise, and the suspect third on ANC provincial list of election candidates. We'll definitely be getting into that with Ralph Mateja later on. Although rogues galore behind Cyril Mask, that no doubt an opinion piece there by Prince Mashele. SAE specialist shows the world how, and also there on that front page in that picture, Daredevil having a ride of his life. Not sure so sure how safe that is, but yeah, hanging on to the back of trucks and other moving vehicles. So Sowetan also looking at that story this morning.
We've got to get those ear specialists into studio and talk to them. I think this is one of the most incredible stories. It's Professor Mashudu Tifalaru and his team at the Steve Biko Academic Hospital that have done the most incredible things with an ear transplant, and I think we really need to get them in. It's the very first transplant ever in the world, but we're talking a middle ear transplant. It's an incredible procedure. All right, let's look at the Citizen now. So the Citizen are leading with Eskom's darkest days, with many problems likely to persist until at least the middle of this week. Eskom's troubles could be exacerbated depending on the outcome of a High Court application to prevent it from obtaining power from independent power producers. But there is a simple solution. That's what an expert says in the newspaper. We're also going to be joined by Chris Yelland. We've been talking to that for a while. Really looking forward to that conversation because he was very outspoken on Twitter yesterday, talking to what he believes is the problem and what Eskom is telling us is a completely different scenario. So let's hopefully get his views and maybe the truth in between all of that. Then there's another racism storm hits the DA, and this one involving Kolobana back in the news for all the wrong reasons. And finally, EFF biggest threat to ANC, that's according to a survey.
And then looking at the Star and SA Rwanda in dirty fallout there. Also looking at Eskom in serious crisis, according to an expert who's warned about some of the repercussions, and Magaqa death, more arrests looming in that one. So those some of the stories on the front page of the Star this morning.
Okay, that wraps up our newspapers for now. Let's get you a weather